Hey folks, Wish SE. I'm up here with my friend Mr. Z, and Mr. Z just acquired a new LC9S. So some of you may know I've shot the LC9s and have not liked them at all. The trigger, in my opinion, is just terrible, and while someone might be able to make a case that they really want a big, heavy, hard trigger to manage, I don't mind the heaviness, but it's gritty. There's a big stage right at the end of it. It's just miserable. The other issue I had with the LC9 was the fact their loaded chamber indicators were so big, as you came across the top to clear any type of malfunction, you took a chunk out of your hand. So that's just me personally. The LC9S has a couple of different features on it compared to the LC9. One, the loaded chamber indicator now is you simply being able to look down through the back of it and see a little bit of brass, right? So I can look through this little teeny port right here and see the gun is loaded. This particular version is apparently the LC9S Pro, which does not have an external safety, right? It does not have an external safety. It also does not have the magazine disconnect. Has a 3-dot sight system, and we just put, I think, 11 different types of ammunition through the gun, and it ran everything flawlessly. So this is a brand new gun right out of the box. Mr. Z brought this up, and we shot it. We tried a whole bunch of different ammo. Not one single malfunction. So reliability right out of the box before the gun is in is impressive, because we tried 115, 124, 127 NATO rounds, remanufactured. We tried some of my reloads. We tried everything, and it worked great. So really impressed. The big difference with the LC9S is that it's a striker-fired gun. So its trigger is really, really good for what it is. So we've been shooting the gun. I've been shooting the gun offhanded with my non-dominant hand, and at 5 yards been able to keep everything within basically a 2-inch area, and that's a credit to the trigger. So it's difficult to show this to you, but the trigger itself, as we're pressing through it, it's a nice smooth take-up, then it breaks, right? And then it's got a long reset that I have to let it out. But once it does, again, it's very, very smooth. And I'm going to gauge this trigger at maybe at a 4.5 pound actual trigger pull. Maybe it's 4.5 pound, 5 pounds. It does feel to me much better than any LC9, the standard double action type of gun that most people whine and complain about. This is a huge, huge upgrade. Additionally, this gun is about $350 retail. What that means is it's a much lower price point than some of the other guns that would be competitors to it, specifically the M&P Shield. And you guys know I'm a big fan of the M&P Shield. However, if I only had $350, $375, this gun would have some advantages, because I could spend the rest of the money in ammunition to practice, and that's really what it's all about. One knock on the gun is it does not have it comes with one magazine, one 7-round magazine. And in my opinion, you need at least 2 additional magazines, so 3 magazines in total, just so you can do what you need to do, not only from a defensive standpoint, but also from a practice standpoint. It's really frustrating after every single shot sequence to have to load up another mag. So Mr. Z is going to get some additional mags to go along with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot for you and show this to you. I'm really impressed. Again, I think you'll see that we're able to keep the accuracy right where we need it, and that's a credit to the trigger. Let's get to some shooting right now. So better group. I was really slowing down, taking my time, getting, focusing in on seeing that front sight, slow trigger press. The one thing about the gun is it does have a fairly long reset. So what I notice is I'm used to having a slightly shorter reset on the Glocks or the M&Ps. So again, that long reset, so I press, I have to let the trigger all the way out to here And there's an initial false reset before that, so it's a fairly long distance from a reset standpoint all the way out to there. Finally, what I do notice in working the trigger back, it's so smooth. All the way through, all the way back makes it very easy to maintain that front sight, keep those sights aligned and make the hits. So, folks, in summary, I am super impressed with the LC9S. Unlike its brother, the LC9, this is really a gun worthy of considering if you're looking for a low-profile, single-stack 9mm pistol. Trigger is phenomenal. It's really, really good. And so if you're looking for something like this, and maybe you don't want to spend as much money on the shield or the PPS or something like that, this would be a great thing to consider. So special shout out to my good friend Mr. Z for use of this, calling me up and asking me to do a review on it. Really appreciate him and allowing us to do this and show it to you today. Certainly appreciate all of you for watching. And finally, and as always, stay safe.